Alright, we're recording.
I'm probably gonna play a little bit.
We are recording, ladies.
Let's go. What's up, Cracker Craig? Cracker
Craig
Craig.
is not here. He hasn't been here for a while.
It's a tradition to say what's up, Cracker Craig, man. It's like it's in my genes at this point. Someone inject that shit in my blood.
Yeah.
You know, instead of Crips, you know, I think today's February fucking 14th. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
The
So
Valentine's Day episode.
I hope you all out there have been making sweet love to your
Billy, bro, your mic sounds
significant
like
other.
shit. Like, it didn't sound that bad
I
before.
can't do anything
All of a
about
sudden,
it.
it sounds really bad.
It just got worse.
Yeah,
Yes.
It sounds a little more staticky now on my side too.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this podcast, guys, because I don't have
Do
another
you have
mic.
AirPods? Do you have AirPods?
I have AirPods, so I have to turn on my. Yeah, I could probably do that.
AirPods.
The AirPods mic sounded pretty good, I think. But
Yeah, last time you put them on, they sounded pretty good. Yeah, fair.
Alright.
Let's see, but hang on, let me plug it in. Let me plug this thing in. Oh, some guys. Hang on.
Okay, so Jock and Billy are living together at the moment. Do you boys want to speak on that at
They
all?
sound any better?
No?
Yeah, bro. It's been chilling, bro.
We're chilling. Jock's being a little cunt sometimes, but that's okay.
I can
Yeah,
see Jock
yeah.
in the background. I love it. And I can see Billy sit up in the background of Jock. It's cool.
Basically, what you wouldn't know is I put beans in Jake's underwear. He doesn't find the pair.
It was terrible, bro.
I'm an evil genius, you know. They call me
Oh my god.
Dave and Buster.
Dave and Buster. Okay. I like that. Christ.
They're always busting people's asses, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Jock, what happened at the party, man? You have any interesting encounters at your parties?
I won a game of fucking someone like Jackbox game.
What? Huh? Say that again?
It was like you know like those like the Jackbox like party games, like Quiplash and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, there's other ones, and I won one of the ones we were playing
Nice.
because I'm the best.
Jock's a real comedian, I guess.
He's a comedian.
Jock, you were looking very dangerous on the pong table. In those
You were
videos that
looking
were
very
sent.
dangerous. That's why.
I thought
He
like
was
you
a
were up
very
to no good
dangerous
there,
man,
Jock.
bro.
Like,
He was a dangerous man.
Bro, I landed like 5 in a row at one point.
Yeah, except he didn't call
I
heating
didn't
up,
know.
bro.
I didn't know what fire was. I never played
If
pong,
you hit
bro.
5 in a
I
row,
watched-
you win the game.
What?
Jock,
Yeah.
I used to
Okay,
game.
3 is
Jock,
5.
you actually hit 5 in a
5
row?
in a row is the game,
Yeah.
dude.
I watched
not know that.
Jock sink 3 and not call heating up or
I
fire.
didn't know.
It was depressing.
I didn't know.
It was so
Bro, I'm
sad.
sorry.
It brought a tear to my eye when I
time.
watched it happen.
Next time.
He sunk it, and I'm like, "That's fired up!" And they're like, "He didn't call it."
I didn't realize.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Classic pong rules, you know?
Yeah.
They called, instead of a diamond, it was tight pussy, which was weird.
Yeah, they kept calling it tight puss. There's like every time.
That was tight pussy,
Tight
a little
pussy.
weird.
That's such a beta thing to do.
I know.
Yeah, man. I want to
God, no, actually, it's a Sigma
So
thing to do,
beta.
Teddy. Come on.
Sigma. Yeah, me and
Say
Owen,
diamond,
okay, so
bro.
me and
It's
Owen learned
same
about
thing.
this morning we learned about this thing called, or this type of man called Sigma. So there's beta at the bottom, then it's alpha, and then above alpha is Sigma, and it's the smallest percent of men, like very few men. Basically, it just means you're a lone wolf and you break all the rules, and there's a bunch of bullshit. Basically, it's just an excuse for betas to think they're not betas. But it was funny to listen to.
It was that funny because it literally just randomly came on the YouTube.
No, Owen. It's because when we were watching Critical watched a video on it, so me and Jack had to investigate further. And so we turned on one video, and then it just auto-played like 6 other ones about being a Sigma. And
Sounds like it's like more of a conspiracy than anything else.
Yeah, I think it really is.
The Sigma conspiracy.
Yes. Okay, what do you guys have to talk about? Let me guess, nothing?
Hey. Don't be so rude about it. Come on. I have quality content to bring to the podcast tonight.
Let's go.
It all revolves around Jock Cox. So.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
What happened to Jack's cat?
What happened?
What happened to Jack's comic? Well, actually nothing so far, but we're gonna see about that. We're gonna change some things. You know, when I'm president, we're gonna change some things around here.
President. Okay. Okay.
God.
Well, you want me to go then? I have a couple.
Yeah,
really
you
good
should probably
stories.
definitely. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Which one do you want first? Japan Twitter killer is sentenced to death, or British trans man woman beats woman's lifting record.
Let's go with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one. So this guy in Japan went he went on Twitter, and anyone who was talking about like being suicidal and shit, he would just DM them to hang out, and then when they were hanging out, he just killed them. So like he'd take you out.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So
Jesus
and then
Christ.
okay, the best part is
That's terrifying.
when he was at trial, instead of trying to be like, oh, they wanted to die, like I just had the balls to do it, or like oh they were living in pain or whatever, and I freed them from that. He goes, some of them regretted the decision when I started to kill them, but I kept going anyway. And so
Oh my God.
yeah, so he's sentenced to hang. The
Nice.
best part about being executed in Japan is that it's not like America where you get a set date. They kind of just leave you in prison, and whenever whatever morning they feel like killing you, they do it. So you could just you could be
Christ.
chilling for like dead ass 10 years, and then just wake up one morning and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna kill you today." Be like, "Oh,
Christ.
oh,
Oh.
okay,
Okay.
yeah." So what do you guys think of that?
Terrifying. That's terrifying.
That's crazy.
Well, actually, no, I don't know though, because if you're tweeting about killing yourself, I guess you're kind of already putting it out. I don't know, but like if you're joking, it's a weird thing, Titty. I don't know.
I don't know.
He strangled and dismembered 8 women and 1 man.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
I don't know why he dismembered them. I mean, I guess he would want to cover up the murder still, but Jesus, no, Billy, your mic got so much worse.
That was Billy's mic.
That's bad, dude. It sounds like a robot
no.
farting.
Hang on, give me a second.
Dude, oh my God.
I saw something today. There's a serial killer on the loose on the A train in the city. He literally, I saw like there's pictures of like the mutilated bodies and stuff just found on the subway, just like blood all over the place.
Wait, he did it. He did it on subways.
Yeah, he
No,
just
no,
goes on the
he's talking
subways.
about somebody else.
So this is something different. This is a different one. Yeah, yeah.
It's
This is in the city. This is
NYC,
there's a
baby.
serial killer on the loose. Let me see if I can find the article again.
Yeah. So this guy has been deemed the Twitter killer because he just found people on Twitter who wanted to commit suicide and did all the hard work for him.
Wow.
I mean, I wish he would fucking hit my line.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Man. Where?
Yeah,
Okay, wait.
apparently the courtroom.
Apparently
had
the
400
courtroom-
people in it.
Yo, is this better?
Yeah, that's like miles better. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm on my phone this time, so the computer was not doing well.
Another crazy thing about Japan's legal system is it has like a 99% conviction rate, and they believe in guilty until proven innocent, and they're allowed to hold you. They're allowed to hold you for up to 3 weeks, I think, on very few charges. And so what they do is they basically just hold you until you break. There was this one guy.
Oh my
I was
God.
reading about this guy today, who was like some rich CEO, and they would let him out every 3 weeks. And then when he was getting out, like on the jail steps, they would like arrest him again and keep him for another 3 weeks. And they just did that for like a year. Okay, the way he got out, like they did it for literally a year. The way he got out of it was by smuggling himself out of the country in a cello case.
I think I might have heard about that. Wait, why have I heard about
The
that?
dude was worth like 500 million, and he had to smuggle himself out with a cello case.
That's crazy. So wait, he didn't smuggle himself
Sorry,
out
I
of
shouldn't
jail,
have
I'm
been.
assuming, but
No, I think it's one of the times he got out. He got.
Oh, okay.
before-
So before they got to him, he got
recaptured.
himself in a fucking case.
Yeah, Japan is fucking. I want to visit
Yeah.
Japan because it's so cool, but yeah, it's fucking terrifying. So probably not. No Japan for me.
Yeah, fuck it. That's how I feel about Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
As soon as you break a law, like you can essentially just be subject to slavery the rest of your life. I'm
Really?
convinced of that. Nick, I need to find. I really need to find this article so I can show you because I wouldn't believe me either until I read something about it. But like,
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure most of Dubai's like skyscrapers and stuff are built off like just like essentially slave labor. Like,
That's pretty lit, bro. That was actually pretty
yeah,
lit.
of course, Billy. Of course.
Fastest way to get stuff done is slave labor. So, just
How
saying.
do you feel about slavery, Billy? Do you think it's a racial thing, or do you think it's more of just like a human, like just it's kind of humans being humans?
Both. I mean, honestly, I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
And one side, I think humans are more likely to like each other, like something similar. You know, you find somebody the same as you, same personality, they're gonna, you're probably gonna like them more than the people who don't like stuff you like. So, I think people that
It's a very, very nice
that
way
look
of
the
looking at
same.
slavery, I guess, Bill.
that look the same are more. I'm not saying I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it's kind of in human nature.
It's also a little hard to understand because you're echoing, but that's all right.
Owen's
You are
brutally
echoing?
honest. I like it.
I can't.
Yeah, now you are. There's no winning tonight. Does anyone actually like Juice WRLD, or is that like how?
I like a few of
going
his
back to my
songs,
computer.
but I
I'm
don't
going
really
back to my
listen
computer.
to. I'm not going and listening to it.
Some of his songs are like. Some songs are good to listen to
I
sometimes.
just can't
but-
believe he's like one of the most popular rappers in the world. Like I don't think he's bad. Like there are definitely people way worse than him, but it's just I don't know. I don't think I've ever really met. Okay, that's not true. I think I met like Montana, but other than that, I don't really know somebody who's like oh yeah, all I listen to is Juice WRLD.
Yeah, the thing is, though,
Sounds
like,
pretty shitty.
I feel like the reason he's remained so popular even after his death is that there's so much unreleased music. He had like something like 2,000, 3,000 songs where people just constantly leak it. So there's just always new music by him. So his fan base is kind of like artificially grows, even though he's not like alive releasing music. They still
Yeah,
drop
that's
music.
true.
I
I feel like
get what you're
Juice
saying.
WRLD songs coming out all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's like other
Very
artists, like I'm talking
interesting.
like Mac Miller. There's not really much other
Yeah,
like Mac
he had
Miller
that
be
last
released.
album and now it's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Circles was pretty much it.
And when that
There's
last
some-
album came out, he
Yeah.
had a fucking high ass resurgence and a lot of new
Yeah.
fans.
hmm
So yeah, I guess that's a good point.
That's how it should be done, though. Just fucking,
Exactly.
when they die, you don't need their mom to make more music for them, bro.
Yeah.
Never good. Never
Facts.
good.
Facts.
Like X.
Yeah,
oh my
X is
God,
poor
bro.
X.
That's such a fucking sad case.
Like,
X
his
is like
mom is
rolling
doing him
over in the grave
dirty.
every day.
He's doing him dirty with the music that his mom's been
Yeah,
putting
his
out
mom
from
really
him.
just
He's just
ripped
throwing
his fucking
anything together
career off.
just for some money.
All of his fucking work off.
Yeah, bro. For real.
Anything for money.
Anything for money, bro.
Oh man. So, fellas, how's your first week of classes? Are you in person at all, or is it just?
I have
online?
I have one in-person class out of,
And is it like a lecture?
and it's in person every other week. Yeah, the in-person thing is just a lecture, pretty much.
Okay. And what about you, Bill?
I have about 2 in person, but they're only discussions, so not as interesting as they could be. But
That's nice. At least you get to fucking be in person. I'm so annoyed with what's it called with
Good.
online classes. But then again, I'm reading my email today, like, and they're sending out like the I don't even know what it's called. Like the dean of students like affairs and stuff is like sending out emails saying like if we catch. Like last semester, you guys did great following the COVID guidelines. Like if we catch, but like the few people who did get caught got reported to whatever department and like are facing at maximum expulsion, at minimum like
and now we're
suspension
recording.
from campus. I'm like, God damn, bro! I really
All right.
don't want to be
that's
there.
an extreme. That's an extreme, though. I feel
It's
like.
nuts.
That's
It's
really-
nuts.
Sounds
These
I was gonna say, literally, people got-
they literally the RAs can just bust into your room with a no knock warrant. It's wild.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus, bro, that'd be mad.
We don't
I
even
would be
have an RA on the
scared.
floor, technically.
I would be straight scared to be in my room. Like, what are you
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying, bro.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So I'm happy I'm staying home this semester. So,
Yeah,
I like
think
the
it's
wording
better.
of no knock warrant.
That's essentially what it is, bro.
I mean,
It's
no,
like
I
you
mean
have a
you're
fucking
not
SWAT
wrong.
team at your
It's just
door, bro.
fucking funny.
It is. Oh man.
Well, okay,
But-
all right. Let's start a great debate. So like I said, my other story was this British trans. This is an old story. It's from March 2019. This British trans woman named Zuby, who's actually a rapper. beat the women's fucking like deadlifting record. But okay, but the thing is like, all right, so this one doesn't really count towards the argument, but I just think it's interesting. Is she identified as a woman whilst lifting, but I don't think they really identify as a woman like other than that. I think it was just a guy trying to prove a point.
I'm out.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
What?
Never mind. Shit, never mind.
So the argument to be had here is a person just like gender fluid, where they genuinely feel like they can go be
my argument was do trans athletes have the right to compete against the gender they switch to?
My issue is
For the most part, men to women, just because men have such a biological advantage, whether people want to admit it or not. It's just
I think they have to. You have
over and over
to.
again.
If you wanted to, like, the only thing I think it could be acceptable or fair to the other like biological women in the sport is if you could somehow like remove like the hormones or the testosterone, like whatever gives the men that advantage. But I don't think there is a way you can remove everything that
There
gives
should be.
the man
They
the
should
advantage.
be able to. They should be able to play within a reason. Like, you know, if say the women's max height, like vertical jump is 46, and they go past that. Well, you know, that's just not reasonable for them to play in that league because they're already past the highest world record for women's max. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, there should be
I know, Bill, but
there should be boundaries of where they should play.
No. It's really that's not fair because men and women even have different reaction times. So you can't make it as simple as like, oh, this is a short man who transitioned to a woman and has low testosterone levels. So and he has similar abilities to these other women, so it's fair. But like, no, there's always some biological factor that you're not thinking about yet.
right. But is now I would want to look at though is there okay, so how many? I feel like men could also have just shorter reaction time than other men. So what's the discrepancy between
I think actually I might be mistaken. I think women might have a better reaction time, but my point
Okay.
still stands.
Right? No, I know. Yeah. So I think if you look, I think it just takes too much effort to really be worth it. If I'm gonna be honest, it's just I don't know. It's no matter what I'm saying, people are gonna be fucking pissed, and it's just stupid. But I don't know. It's a tough
I just think it's not that it's not worth taking the time. It's just that it's impossible. Not that. Okay, so this is the quick argument that I've usually heard is that someone will say, "Oh, well, it's not fair to men play with women," and then it's like, and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, sports aren't like fair in general," and like blah blah blah. But like. Even if they're not, they're supposed to be. And the easiest way to make them fair is by putting everyone on the same playing field, which starts at the most basic level, which is the sex.
Your biological sex.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you're right, and yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to add. I agree with your point.
It's just like over the past, I want to say it started a lot in 2018, and it's only gotten more and more common. Is we've just seen man transitions to woman and beats this world record or becomes state champ or does this. We saw it with the wrestler in Texas. Went from man to woman, immediately became state champ in like a couple weeks.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there examples of women transitioning to men and being wildly successful in a male sport?
Transition to man dominates.
Because
When I was typing out dominates, it's so I had women transitions to man and dominates, and while I was typing dominates, it auto-corrected to domestic abuses.
What the fuck?
Jesus, how did you get?
God damn. Autocorrect is fucking.
No, it's not
Autocorrect just
autocorrect.
feels-
It's Google like guessing what you're looking for, so it's even worse.
Oh my god. Google.
It means more people are looking up that than
Yeah.
some people must be looking that up.
Oh man.
Oh fuck! I'm trying to look. You guys keep talking. I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, I'm in agreement with Nick on this one.
Jock,
I feel like
I
disagree?
remember
It's kinda-
hearing a thing from a YouTube video that like the difference in reaction time is like 1 frame in a game.
Yeah,
So
it's still a lot.
I don't
though.
know. Yeah.
Every frame counts, Jock. Right? You've never lost a gunfight by a frame? Come on, Jock. You know it matters.
Yeah, but I would want what's it called? I want to, but like I would want to go back and see like what's the like how many men have that, or how many women rather, since the women have the fast reaction time, have the same have like similar or like slower reaction times than men, and like what percentage of men have faster than like the average reaction time, just like the spread of that, like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of having a hard time putting it into words, but like,
Wait, say it one more time.
so like the I would like to see like on a graph or like a chart or something, the amount of men who have a quicker reaction time or the same reaction time as just the average woman, and then the amount of women who have a slower or equal reaction time to that of men, and see like the discrepancy in it to see if it's like a significant.
I think you guys are hanging on reaction time a little too much. So that was just my example of something you might not think of. I don't think like the whole argument comes down to
Right.
reaction time.
Okay. It's still, yeah. That's what I mean. Like research like that has to be done on so many different things, I think, to make it an equal playing field that is just not reasonable to do.
Now, I'm not saying it never happened, but I am I'm struggling very hardly to find a woman that transitioned to man's sports and then dominated. I don't know. I think it's abundantly obvious that men have a biological advantage when when didn't the US Olympic the Olympic team, the soccer team, the women, didn't they lose to like U14 boys or something?
Texas team, I believe.
Am I remembering that correctly?
I think so.
Man. Some of those young teams are pretty nasty, bro.
Oh, okay, but they're 14 and they lost. They beat the fucking Olympics women's team. So like, it kind of just shows that that men have some sort of biological advantage, or not some, a lot.
But I would go back. I would bring the argument though. I feel like for certain sports, I feel like reaction-based sports like softball and baseball, where I feel like that could be a more equal playing field.
Because while you're right, and I think baseball and softball are good examples. Strength is still a very important part of those sports, as you obviously know.
I don't know. I would beg to differ because I feel like you could have, if you have a team of, let's just say, you have women and men facing off in baseball. I feel like once the women obviously get adjusted to the distance the mound is and the size of the ball and stuff, I feel like the only real thing that strength plays into is home run hitting. And home run hitting, you can win without hitting home runs. You just need to get base hits and stuff. And so it's like you said, since the reaction time is slightly faster, that could give them an advantage in the hitting department.
Well, it's not even just hitting and throwing, although I think those are obviously big points, but you still have to run from base to base. I mean,
true,
the speed advantage.
But so are women on average slower than men?
I would imagine so. I'll look it up right now because I don't have any proof yet. But men. I mean, think of the fastest person in the world. Is it a man or a woman?
I believe it's Usain Bolt.
Yes. Actually, didn't he get past? Oh, okay. This is live science, and the title is "Why Do Men Run Faster Than Women?" So.
Okay. Well.
So the question is usually. It's usually apparently it's not. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Literally, the first 4 articles are "Why do men run faster than women?" by a bunch of different science articles. So yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, that's not a bunch of proof, but.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now I'm looking at from Stat.com why relative strength is crucial for baseball. So I'm going to see how important strength is in baseball just to prove my point.
Because really, as long as you get the bat on the ball, you don't have to be huge to hit the ball. You just need to have the timing.
Okay, this says gaining strength is training your nervous system, and the 2 primary changes as a result of training your nervous system are increased synchronization of motor units, which means it's going to be easier to hit the ball because your eyes and your arms can work together better, and decreased inhibition by the protective mechanism of the muscle, which means you wouldn't be as scared of getting hit, so you would be more capable of swinging. So while I mean, I'm sure strength does play into hitting distance. The more important part of building muscle is to train your nervous system to be better at Like
yeah, that makes sense because
So-
fast
so
twitch
still,
muscles and stuff. But I think but when they say strength, do they mean strength in like power, like how much you can lift, or is it more so like how
why baseball
strong
players
or
need to
fast
lift
twitch?
heavy. So yeah, it's about lifting.
Lift heavy. Okay.
I
Interesting.
don't know shit. I don't know shit about baseball, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm the only one who does.
yeah, I really don't.
For
That's
me-
why I had to look it up.
I really can't enjoy baseball. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this
and
is not a debate we
I-
can get into.
okay, we could go to that in a second, but I just want to throw it out there. I just looked it up just to see what it says. Men, on average, have a higher reaction time to females. No, wait.
Oh, okay.
Females yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
In
So
almost every age group, males have faster reaction time as compared to females, and females' disadvantage is not reduced by practice. So even females who practice can have a slower reaction time than a male who doesn't practice. So yeah.
okay.
So basically,
Interesting.
men are tailored for sports. Well, obviously, because they were hunters. Did you know? Okay, have you ever heard of the term man eyes? Like you know
No.
how like you go to look for something, or your dad goes to look for something and you can't find it, and then your mom looks and she finds it. It's actually a biological function made through years of evolution. So since men were hunters and gatherers, they had to focus more on being good at finding moving objects and targeting them properly. So we're a lot better at that. But women are actually, they were gatherers. See, the hunters and gatherers, we were the hunters, they were the gatherers. So they're really good at finding the small details. That's why women don't necessarily have better eyesight, but they can see, like they can find shit. They can find
That's
shit
that's
easier.
interesting. Yeah.
So
Evolution.
if you ever have your man eyes on, it's not your fault. It's evolution. Yeah, my mom used to tell me I have man eyes all the time. All right, let's have the debate of why baseball sucks to watch.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'll
Very
start.
easy.
Let's hear your arguments.
My opening statement is I think it's a somewhat fun sport to play. It's just miserable to watch. Much like
Okay.
soccer, I feel a very similar way about soccer. Soccer is kind of fun to play,
you don't
but
like
it's
watching
miserable
soccer?
to watch. Honestly, I feel the same way about football. There are very few sports I actually find fun to watch, but baseball being the most or the least fun to watch, I guess.
So.
Does anyone else
I
want
mean-
to give an opening statement first before Owen rebuttal?
Let me give it. This is easy. This is an easy argument. What do they do in baseball?
Hit the ball.
You
They
hit the
They
ball.
sit there and they hit the ball. Who wants to watch somebody
Well,
fucking
Bill,
some
do you know?
fat
Do you
dude
understand? Okay, wait. I'll let you go.
hit
I'll
the
let you
ball,
go.
bro? Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I don't think
Argument
that's a
done.
solid argument. You're just saying you're not interested
was
in the
it.
sport.
I mean, the
Jock,
same thing
do you
you
have
guys,
anything
bro.
you'd like to say?
I
Oh.
guess
This
you're
is
right.
way too drawn out and slow
Yeah,
for me.
I'm with Jock. I think Jock has the best
Okay.
argument here. It's very slow, and even if like the best thing happens, bases loaded, or like a fucking home run, and everyone
It takes
gets
so
home.
long to get there.
It
That's
not
like
only does it
not
take so long to get there, but the payout is like 30 seconds long, if even. You watch basketball, every single play, there are dudes running from one side of the court to the other trying to score in the hoop. Every single play.
Right.
You-
So I think first I like to appreciate the sport of baseball, so the sport of pitching, like the each individual at bat is almost a separate game in itself. And the other thing I love about it is that there's no time limit. You can, if you're down by 10 or 15 and it's the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, if you just string hits together nonstop, you can come back and win. And so there's a lot of-
These are all reasons I enjoy playing baseball. I just don't understand why that makes you enjoy watching it.
Because the team has a what's it called? The team has a chance that your team's never really out of it unless you
Once the game's over.
yeah, until the game's over, until you have all 27 outs. So, but if I don't know, I think it's difficult because the argument I'm going to use is really just telling someone to learn to appreciate how the pitchers pitch and the strategy behind mixing up a count and throwing a fastball maybe first pitch and then getting the pitcher or the batter to guess on the next pitch, whether it's going to be an inside fastball or low and in changeup or an outside curveball or slider away. It's just, but see, that's because I have the perspective of having played it, and that interests me. So I can understand where people who are just kind of will flip it on TV, like would not be interested at all by watching it because they don't understand the kind of what do they call? What's the call? Like the not minute, but like the very like
Yeah, the
small
minute details is
Yeah.
fair enough.
So I mean shit. That's a really bad
I mean,
argument.
okay,
because-
this is a hard argument to have because it's pure opinion on both
right.
sides.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's just a hard argument in general. But I'm trying to think of the way to word it. I just think baseball is slow and methodical in a way that I can't appreciate. Like, now golf is not really a fun sport to watch either, but golf at least is slow and methodical with a purpose, I want to say. I mean, obviously baseball has a purpose, but each like hit in golf, the ball is going to go somewhere and something is going to happen that's at least somewhat interesting. It's just slow because people take a million fucking practice swings so they don't fuck up. Baseball, on the other hand, well, like you said, if you enjoy the art of pitching, I'm sure it's fun to watch somebody strike a guy out. But honestly, like, as a non-baseball fan, if I watched a game where a dude struck somebody out all 9 innings, which is like that would be like crazy. Like, that would be a once in a lifetime game to see.
Yeah.
I would be like, I just got robbed, bro. Why did I pay to watch that? Like, that was retarded. I just watched a guy throw I literally just watched a guy play catch with his catcher. Like, why did I just watch that? That's how. That was
So
like,
the other thing I would say is the bat, like the actual on field, like the back and forth, like the actual competition between the players and their almost like not rivalries, but like their aggression towards each other. I don't really know how to phrase it. Like
I'm just thinking the best parts in baseball are after the ball hits because it's either the ball being hit itself or the play being made after the ball is hit to get someone out or get the hitter out, etc. So the fact that the ball is hit such a low number compared to all the other boring shit that happens in between, that's what really turns me off of baseball. And I think many
okay,
others-
and see, I think that's where most people people who like baseball and people who don't are gonna disagree is because that's I enjoy it because it's the fact that I'm watching someone who's doing something that's so difficult to do that that the best people who play baseball, like the all-time greats, are only hitting the ball like 3 out of 10 times.
Well, that's
so,
my point. The best
Exactly,
soccer,
so-
the best soccer players can just kick super accurately into the goal. They're scoring. The best basketball players can shoot from super deep or jump over people and they're scoring. The best golfers can get it closest to the hole and score in the least amount of putts and they're scoring. The best hockey, like you see where I'm going. The best baseball players barely they score obviously, but like that's only like a quarter of what actually makes a baseball player the best. And that's what's kind of boring to me. Usually the best part of sports is when someone scores. In almost any sport, that is a fact. Or in golf, I guess when they get the ball in the hole finally. So the fact that baseball has such a and this is why I think soccer is boring also because it's such a low scoring sport. Just the fact that it's such a like abnormality if you score that it's crazy. I think soccer is plagued very similarly, and I also think hockey and lacrosse. I think hockey and lacrosse are also hard to watch because you can't really see what the ball and the puck. That's a big part of it. But just low scoring sports just are very like it's hard to watch somebody kick a ball around a field for a while.
But that's not but like half. I mean, like you get into it though when you play soccer. Like there's player-to-player interactions. That makes
there's player-to-player interaction in baseball.
I enjoy playing baseball. I enjoy playing soccer, but just watching it is kind of miserable, honestly. Just because there's such little happening, unless, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but unless you're a super fanatic about the sport and you can enjoy every minute detail, which more power to you, because like obviously it's made for you then. But I think as a casual viewer, it's just hard to get someone on board for that.
Yeah, I understand that.
I like the player-to-player interaction in baseball.
I understand the feeling, Nick. It's like I'm big into soccer, not big into baseball. So like I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things we're all going to agree that it's just a difference of opinion just because
it purely that's exactly what it is. No one is right.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know. Just in my personal opinion, I like seeing scoring. Or I like seeing someone like stop someone from scoring too. That is just as entertaining. But the thing about baseball is seeing someone stop scoring is not usually them like tagging the person out or making some crazy catch. It's usually them throwing a pitch, which is just not as interesting. Like a goalkeeper save is always a good watch. A block in basketball, always a good watch. Some guy throwing 3 pitches straight down the middle, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
but
don't
you
get the same
generally
feeling.
it's not always straight down the middle though.
No,
That's
I
where
know that I was just being.
I know. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's just you have to enjoy the strategy and the yeah, like just the strategy of baseball and the strategy of pitching and how to pitch. And because if the pitchers don't pitch with strategy, like these players would go 10 for 10, they'd be hitting 1,000 if these pitchers didn't know how to trick these batters into swinging and missing with with so many different pitches. And that's why they have so many relievers too. Is because after the first or second at bat, that like first or second time through the lineup, the batter's batting average against the pitcher usually skyrockets because they've seen the pitcher now once or twice and they know what's coming. And so that's why you need to have relief pitchers and stuff to come in and change, because if you keep that pitcher in, more likely than not they're going to get pounded. And that's why someone who throws a complete game is such an abnormality, or it's a really good thing for them, because they're able to stay in that game and go through the lineup multiple times without giving up many runs at all, or if any runs at all. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think baseball is just a sport you have to be very passionate about to enjoy viewing. Much like soccer, honestly. I feel soccer.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't blame you for not liking baseball at all. Like, I honestly have a hard time watching some games too. So
I'm really, honestly, I'm trying to think of a sport other than basketball that is like super easy to watch casually. And I would say football, but in the last couple of years, football has gotten so slow paced that I can't say watching football casually is fun anymore. You watch like 3 plays.
Really?
I disagree.
In my
I
opinion,
disagree.
you watch like 3,
Wholeheartedly
4
disagree.
plays, and then there's a commercial, and then then you come back and watch 1 play, and then there's a timeout and another commercial, and it's just like, yo, I just want to watch the game. Like, there's too much, and it's not football's fault. It's all the exterior stuff. But I just think basketball. I mean, obviously, it's still annoying with commercials and timeouts and shit, especially in the last quarter. That's when it's usually the worst. But for the most part, you get the most bang for your buck when you watch basketball. There's usually always some shit going on. And basketball's not even my favorite sport. It's probably my favorite to watch.
What's your favorite sport then?
I really do enjoy lacrosse a lot. I mean, I didn't play it very long, unfortunately, but I picked it up pretty quick, and I had a lot of fun playing it, even as a goalie. And yeah, I would definitely play it again as a goalie. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I remember you got fun with lacrosse.
Yeah, it was my first year, and I got nominated for fucking All-Stars, so I picked it up pretty quick.
That's so fun. I love that's so good.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was one of those.
I mean, you were Ryan Beck's only defense, so I mean.
Yeah, but that doesn't make me a good goalie.
I don't know,
just get
man.
nominated if you're the best on the team. It's out of all the people in Dutchess County. I mean, I had really high save games because we had such bad defense that I would get a lot of shots on me, which I guess you could say is pretty lucky.
That's not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you just get more of an opportunity to show yourself than other players do.
Yeah, but to be fair, if I was bad, I would still fuck it up anyway. So
Well, I'm not saying you're bad. I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just saying that, like, you had no defense, so there was more of a spotlight on you than other players.
Yeah, that's true.
You see,
Honestly, I don't mind not having defense because the best part of lacrosse is bodying somebody, and as a goalie, I very rarely get to do it. But when you have a bad defense, no offense to the boys, that like kids will come because there's not offsides if I'm really back there, so they'll come and stand right in front of the goal and just wait for someone to throw it across the whole field. So then when the ball's in the air, you can't hit someone until the ball's in their fucking thing. So the second, like, you have to watch and wait. The second it landed in there, I just fucking body him. So that was always fun. Honestly, I wouldn't have had it any different. We didn't win a single game, but I wouldn't have had it any different.
Yeah.
any different?
I fucking wish I could have played the
No, I wouldn't, because after I played in summer league with White Plains or somebody like that, and we won a decent amount of games, and it was not nearly as much fun. It was still fun, but it was not as much fun. At first, I was a backup goalie, and then the other kid like went on vacation or some shit, so I was the main goalie. And it was just not. It was fun, but I don't know. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I mean, never get that same experience.
Well, no, it's just because you're kind of right, Billy. Like I had so many opportunities to save the goal that when I played with like a kids who had been playing their whole life, and then I would only get shot on like 2 or 3 times a game, that it was kind of boring because I was just standing in the back the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But when I have a shitty defense and I get shot on like 25 plus times, it's pretty fun because the whole game I just have to be on my A game, like ready to make a save. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's. Fuck. I was gonna say we could transition.
I have a follow-up question to like the whole debates we've been having.
Okay, Josh.
What's everyone's favorite sport to watch in person?
Ooh.
I say football, even though I just shit talked football purely for the tailgates beforehand, and then once you're in the stadium, everyone is rough and rowdy, bro.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to a tailgate? I used to go to Eagle games once a year. We
I've never been to a
tailgate
tailgate before.
It was you tailgate for like 4 or 5 hours, and you just go inside, and everyone was already pissed drunk, ready to fight, and then you just every play someone would be like this close to fucking throwing over a fucking new revolution in the fucking stadium. I like football.
That's
What
amazing.
about
I'd probably say football, but MMA is really interesting too, bro.
Oh, MMA is fun
Like
to watch
that-
live. Yeah,
That's probably another one. I'd probably give that like close to.
MMA is very fun.
Hard to say no to MMA.
I would say a playoff baseball game, but if it's not that, if I have to go to like a regular season something, it would probably be MMA or probably baseball still. I love baseball.
Yeah, you fucking do.
Yeah.
Josh?
And
For me, it's fucking hockey because I have this one time I went to see this army game where they played against this like Russian club team, and there were so many fights. It was the best game I've ever seen in any sport. It was amazing. That's the only reason why I love watching hockey in person.
No, that's a
It was
great
incredible.
reason. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Favorite thing ever.
I will say I
It's like
might
every
be
other
with Billy. I
player
might actually
got
change
this
my
fight.
answer to MMA because when I was younger, I worked a score table for my dad one time, and so I was like literally right in front of the mat, and it was so fucking awesome. So I think I might switch to Billy's answer and say
MMA, man.
MMA's pretty fucking
I would
fun.
love to go to a MMA fight in
It
person.
is
Like one of
hard
the,
to match the energy of 30,000 people watching one guy beat the shit out of another guy. It's really
Yeah,
hard to
right.
find a vibe that's similar to that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, I got another story from Japan. If you're
boy.
so intrigued.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I learned about this $1 hotel. You only spend it's only $1 a night. Why do you think it's only $1 a night? What do you think the catch is? Each
You're
of you
probably-
take a turn.
I gotta go first.
Sure.
You probably like sleepy in like a pull out, like it's like a wall of like cylinders, and then you pull out one of the cylinders, and it's your bed. You get
the
in it, and you go
pods.
in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not a pod. It's not a pod
Okay.
place. Jock?
It's like you have to sleep outside.
No, Billy.
Like,
To be honest, I was not paying attention to the question.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
restate it real
the
quick.
real reason that it's only $1 a night at this hotel is that you have to live stream 24/7. Well, not you personally, but it is live streaming every room. Like I think except the bathrooms,
What the
24/7.
that's so weird.
You're not allowed to fuck or be nude, but other than that, you just live your life and it'll live stream everything, and that's why it's so cheap.
That's so
Well,
weird.
let me see. Can we watch one of these live streams right now?
No, not in the show, not in our audio podcast, but maybe for a bonus episode we could watch it. Yeah.
Jesus, bro, that's
I
terrifying.
mean, that's
I
kind
would
of
do that.
honestly.
I would do that.
in like a
Sounds
weird
awesome.
way. That's
If I was homeless-
honestly
if I was
kind of
homeless,
yeah.
it'd be
Like
like
for
$1
people,
for a room
yeah,
a
for homeless
night.
people, bro. Like that's kind of lit. Like,
All you got to
have a place to live, and then, like all you have to do is
Yeah, you catch them doing like coke. They're doing fucking heroin on the
Oh.
stream, bro.
yeah. That's it. The only thing you can't do is be
Technically-
naked. You
Oh.
can fucking do hard drugs whenever you
Wait,
want.
okay, I'm reading. It says lewd acts. Does lewd include
I don't think so.
drugs, or
I think
does it
I
just
think
include
I think
sex?
lewd is
I'm just doing
like
just
sexual.
any
That was-
sexual
that was
contact with the child? Okay, nice. Intentionally
the fuck?
intentionally exposing one's genitalia, anus, buttocks, or female areola or nipple to a child. Why are these all to a children? Well, I guess because technically children could be watching. That's why they say you can't do lewd acts. Oh, because if all adults were watching, you could be nude. Okay, I understand. So technically, yeah. Okay, this just says this is California, so it's not Japan, but California Penal Code 647A, a lewd fact is defined as any unlawful conduct committed for the purpose of arousing the sexual gratification of yourself or the person. So basically it's only sex. So yeah, maybe you could just do coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Coke in front of everybody. Fuck it.
Good deal, bro. $1 a night.
That sounds fucking awesome. $1 a night. Buy some fucking cheap coke too. Oh my god, you.
Oh man.
Get some minimum wage job and be fucking living there easy, man. It's like the new it's like the OG hype house, I guess.
But where are you gonna go to beat your dick, bro?
Right.
That's the real question. Where are you going to beat your dick?
There can't be a camera in the
I
bathroom.
think it's illegal, especially if they're saying you can't be nude. It's not like they're not gonna let you go to the bathroom, so the bathroom must have the camera off.
So you could just have you having sex. If you really want to have sex, you can just do it in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, this is a steal. What is they?
Fucking steal.
What is their gig for? Holy shit. They
Okay,
have to make
we're
much
all
more
going
money
to
than
Japan, right?
we're all going to Japan. Yeah, I want Nick in my life.
Damn it. God damn it. Really.
You're gonna be in the bathroom all the time.
Hey, dog. Listen.
Oh, imagine if it was a communal bathroom.
Oh,
That would be rough.
You have to wear a bathing suit in the shower, man.
Oh. Oh man.
Yeah, Japan's a fucking weird place, really.
Yeah, it is.
Strange. Different.
Indeed, very, very fucking different.
Very, very different.
All right, that's basically all I had for today.
That's all you had for today? Holy
We
shit.
still got some time.
How much time do we have?
Like 20-ish minutes. All right, let's start an argument. What do you guys want to argue about?
Premarital sex.
Who's gonna oppose?
Yeah.
Listen, Jock is gonna oppose.
What?
And
That's
All
not.
right, you know
That's
what?
not.
Actually, I'll be on the side of not having sex before marriage. I'll defend that. I can defend it pretty easy, actually.
Go
okay,
ahead.
then do it. Give your argument first.
You want me to go first? Okay.
I want you to go
State your case.
first.
1 second.
One
I just
second.
need 1 second.
Looking it up.
Wait, no. I already have it. I just want to get the numbers. Let's see. Come on, it's loading. Give me a moment. No, this is not the one I want. So, one of you guys give your opening argument on why you think you should have sex.
I guess I will go first. This seems pretty straightforward, honestly. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? Like, God is dead. There's no reason to religiously. Other than that,
Okay, wait.
I mean,
Sorry.
teen
No offense,
pregnancy,
Billy,
but
but
you
now,
can always-
now that you say that, I'm more interested in Owen's justification because he doesn't think that God's dead. Owen?
That is true. So my whole thing is,
oh, I got it actually.
well, no, I'm just a horny fuck to be
Listen,
completely honest with you, bro. I just can't.
Hey. Listen, how do you repent if you never sinned? Think about it. You can't.
Yeah, that's not a good
It's
argument.
it's already in there, bro. They want you to repent for your sins.
I don't
Go out
think
and
that-
sin.
Oh,
Oh, and
boy.
so is your
it's like-
your whole argument is that you're just a horn dog? That's really it?
Yeah, but I feel like right now the way I think is just based around the fact that I'm just a horny fuck, and in like 10, 20 years I'm gonna have a completely different view on it.
Damn, don't become one of those dads,
Boomer.
man. Like they get a kid and they're like, no sex in the, you know.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
I will. I don't think I
You gotta
will.
be-
But
The most important thing is being open-minded and making sure nobody gets pregnant. And that's the most important part.
yeah, well, that's I think one of the main reasons. Not.
Well, that's why people are against it. They don't want to, like, oh, it's too dangerous. Well, I mean, I don't know very many teen moms. I think I know one teen mom.
That's a real good. Jesus, Billy, this is a garbage argument you got here.
I don't know, man.
Because God is dead, and because you don't know that many teen moms.
I know what's it called. I have some people pretty close to me that had children when they were not expecting them, and their kind of life was thrown off course because of it.
Okay, all right, my turn. So, not to mention STD, the risk of STDs, and getting someone pregnant very early. But but the divorce rate for women with 10 or more partners is 33%. The divorce rate. Wait, sorry. The 5-year divorce rate for women with 2 or more partners is 30%. Where with like 0 to 1 partners, it's somewhere around 2. Not to mention that there is empirical data to show that there is actually like a higher, like a measurable level of happiness that is higher in 2 virgins marrying, or people with fewer partners marrying, than ones who are fucking players.
Well, that only singles out people who are going around town a lot. I mean, there have been people with very few partners out there. I mean, this is just sex in general before marriage.
Billy,
you say you find somebody else. You find one other person.
0 to
like,
1 partner means that you had no sex before marriage, or you had sex with your spouse before marriage. Anything above that, all the percentages for divorce go up and happiness go down. So starting at 2 partners. So if you had sex with a girl before your wife and your wife, that's 2 partners. So your happiness goes down and your divorce rate goes up. So really, it only means you're sleeping with one person premaritally, but other than your wife. So it's really not too big of a leap.
Damn.
Well, I guess I'm gonna be absent then. Fuck that. Fuck that. Sounds miserable. Sounds miserable.
Oh,
God, is there an argument I can lose? No, I'm just teasing, but I did pretty good.
No, I know. But I honestly think, I don't know. I'm so like.
And do you really have no legitimate reason for sinning?
Yeah, no, it's bad. Like, I'm literally so.
Yeah,
I'm so.
it's bad.
I'm so. What's it called?
But why would God make us horny if it was?
I know, right? What a fucking
Yeah.
asshole!
No, I have an interesting point.
God is
draw an
either a
interesting point to this.
douchebag. God is either a douchebag or not real. So I choose to believe it's not real.
figure out an interesting point about
believe it's not
this.
real.
So
Please
basically, so I'm gonna start
He's
this by
testing you,
saying
boys. You just gotta be
all-
strong enough.
We are all. Well, it's almost what I'm going to say, but not quite.
What's your
Okay,
shitty
so we're all animals, right? We all
Yes.
have animalistic tendencies and traits
If
and
you
things
believe that, you're not really believing in the
Well, listen,
teachings of
listen,
the
no.
Bible, Owen.
Well, no, you have to hear me out. So basically, how I view the teachings of the Bible and how I've started to view the Catholic faith as a whole is disciplining yourself to kind of move to become above that. And so what I mean by that is it with like predators and stuff. We're predators, right? You would agree we're predators.
Yeah.
So
we're the top
predators
predators.
look out for themselves. They'll like for example, I guess like fucking hyenas are nuts. They'll like eat their kids or something if they don't have food. Like they're just looking out for themselves and their own survival. And when you look at society today, as we become more and more secular, I feel like people have become more and more selfish and self-centered, and it's become people have cared less about their neighbors and stuff. And so when I look at the teachings of the Catholic faith, if you kind of look at them overall, or not even the Catholic faith, just the Christian faith in general, or many religions really even, the whole point is it's almost like discipline to you're fighting against those animalistic traits of putting yourself first and being a predator. You're trying to
Owen,
humanize
I think you misunderstood. I told you to defend God, not oppose him.
No, I am. That's what I'm saying. Is that
I'm missing it.
Okay? So the teachings. Okay, so that. How do I say this?
My point is just to understand what I'm saying is, if you believe we have these animalistic like thoughts and we are animals, that's not of God. God says that He created us in His image as a lot more like pure and thoughtful than a human or than an animal. I mean, yeah.
In His image.
Yes.
So God
everyone is created.
So God already.
No, exactly. No, that's free will technically, but if you're saying it's like human nature to be horny and evil and greedy or whatever, then technically that's who God is. And
remember back in the Bible that we became that we became essentially animals after Adam and Eve had sinned, or after Eve had eaten the apple and He cast us out from the garden. And that, yes, we are made in His image, but just like, I mean, all the animals were made in His image. It just doesn't mean that they have the likeness of Him or they have.
That's not true. No, they don't. In the Bible, there's no mention of animals being
He
created in
created
God's
them.
image. Yeah, he created them, not in his image.
Exactly. So I would imagine it's in the way he would like them to look. Anyway, what's it called? So that's how I view it, as almost is fighting against these animalistic tendencies, and that's the fuck. I see. This is a really good argument my dad gave me, because I've been arguing. Me and my dad will argue all the time, and he honestly like hardcore convinced me of this like ideology, because I've been fucking debating it with myself for a long time about whether or not I
Why
should.
am I horny?
No, and it's just I wish I could fucking use this. God, I gotta fucking just voice record my dad. These arguments are so fucking good. God damn it, bro. I'm sorry. I
No,
tried.
you're good. You're good. I
wish
I
I
don't
knew
know.
a
I'm
bit
I'm
more
really
about
just
scripture.
I'm just not buying into it. I feel like, I mean, obviously we were taught in the same place. Maybe we took things differently, but I never took it the way that God, once Adam and Eve sinned, that God had made man an animal or animalistic. Yeah, God. Okay, here we go. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to 28. It doesn't have the quote, but it's paraphrasing from that. God clearly says from creation that people, male and female, are superior to animals. We're superior.
Right,
to
because
Psalm
we have
chapter 8, 4 to verse
right,
4
yeah,
to 8.
because we
Man
have
is
the
more
conscious,
valuable.
because we have the consciousness to be able to move away from these inherent animalistic traits we had. All these other animals in the
but
world don't have that
we don't
ability. That's
have
what I'm saying.
the whole
Yes,
point is we are better than animals. We don't have animalistic traits. Any trait
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
is a
No.
human trait.
No, the only difference between us and animals is our ability to choose and have free will, and to have this understanding of the world around us that's so much greater than theirs. But at our core, we still have the same instincts. We still fuck. That's why we're horny. Is because even though in the Bible it says not to indulge in that stuff, it's an inherent trait that's just a fact of life, that's required for life to take place. That there needs to be some sort of incentive to reproduce, to keep the species alive. And so
Okay.
the only difference. I mean, I remember this from like
yeah, go
religion
ahead,
and stuff, is that's really the only difference between us and animals, is our ability to think for
okay,
ourselves.
you're
have
you're
free will.
wrong, and here's why. And
Okay.
also, you're wrong on something else you said. You said that that animals were also created in God's image. James chapter 3 verse 9 says that's not true, and it also says that men have spirits that are responsible to study God's word and obey. So spirits, like spiritual.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah,
That's the
spirit.
thing that
That's
really
the
separates us.
Exactly. But you have to cultivate that spirit, and what's it called? I guess cultivate's the proper word for it. And
my opinion is the argument you should be making is that our culture has made us hornier, as goofy as it sounds, because it's definitely true. I don't think you're gonna win the. I mean, not that I'm right, but like I just think, in my opinion, that argument makes a lot more sense. That our culture has destroyed our brains, rather than God made us to be like horny fucks, and we're just supposed to be strong enough to fight it. Because I feel like that's a weaker argument, in my opinion. I think a way better argument is that all culture is a lot worse.
But why has our culture devolved that way? My argument is because since
Because they're
we've moved
lazy.
away, we've become more secular, that we've lost the ability, or not lost the ability, but we're more and more like predatory if you look at how we act.
Well, you could say on the complete other side, you can use the same reasoning, is that as we've become more secular, we've come more in touch with the reality of evolution, and that we are an animal and a beast, and not some special spiritual being. So I mean, you could use that argument both ways, I guess. Not that either is right, because we really don't know, but.
I don't know, Titty. My head hurts right now. So
They just made religion to make people think, bro. That's all they did, bro.
Okay, this is all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find like a quote that proves what I'm saying. But this is like, most of this is about whether like animals and humans are equal, which we know like God doesn't see them as equal. The question is like, what separates them? Okay, this says animals have no spirit, no moral responsibility, no eternal destiny, and therefore are not held accountable for the right and wrong. No spirit, no moral responsibility, and no eternal destiny.
Right.
How can I use that to win this argument? I really don't know. Jesus did not die for them because they did not need to be saved. Men are superior. Blah blah blah. Yeah, moral responsibility. Price God had to pay.
But that's kind of what my argument is to these, that the tenets of Christianity are essentially what's preserving your soul and what's cultivating your soul, and that without those tenets, then you're drifting to become an animal because you're losing the only thing that makes you a human, or in the eyes of God, which is your soul, which is what the tenets of Christianity are trying to help you preserve.
No, I understand what you're saying. That's why I'm trying to find. I just don't think it's something that's outright said. So I think at this point we're both just arguing our own personal interpretations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a hard argument to have.
Yeah, and I'm fine just agreeing to disagree.
No, I agree, but I'm just curious in the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, Billy, Jack, do you have any reason you're non-religious? Any interesting reason? I mean.
I guess just like the more that I've learned, the less that I've like bought into it. I don't know. It's like it's hard to explain because like I grew up going to church every Sunday with my parents.
Yeah.
3 men of scripture in this fucking podcast.
So,
God damn.
Bill, I heard your church was wild, Bill. But I remember like 7th grade Al used to tell me that like you guys would do plays and stuff, and the women were like, bro.
I would not go as far as being.
Oh my god!
I don't know. It was more of a. I don't know.
Like a culture.
My comparison of being Presbyterian to Catholic it's more of a conversation, in my opinion.
Interesting.
It seems like way more of a conversation than like.
Conversation with who? With God? I don't understand what you.
No,
mean
with the people in the church, like between the pastor and the people in the church, or father.
Oh, okay. So it's not like you're following the pastor as much as he's one of you.
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
talking about the word of God and what he meant by this, kind of explaining it.
Yeah.
It's sort of a back and forth, but not really. You're still learning a lesson at the end of it, but
I kind of agree with Jack. The more I learned, that's not necessarily true. Like I often spent time pondering why there were like how I could. Give reasons for why God did something that's also proved by science. So like for example, people ask like why do the dinosaurs here? But the obvious answer to me was God created the dinosaurs so that we would have fossil fuels eventually. So that was intelligent, like an intelligent decision by him. He knew that we were going to need fossil fuels, so he made sure to have the dinosaurs and kill them first. But obviously the more I don't want to say the more logical answer because it's really not. It's just the more scientific answer is that dinosaurs just came first because of evolution. But the real reason I separated from religion is just because of all the hypocrisy of man. I mean, the whole point of following a God is that he is God. He doesn't have all the problems that man have. So the fact that the church puts so much power in the hands of man, not to mention they completely misuse it, like with all the pedophile shit and a million other scandals and the Crusades and a billion other things you could name. I just think there's no reason to follow man. So I still try to do my diligence with God, but I just don't really follow any written record of him. Like I don't really.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
That's what I'm starting to grapple with too. Is the idea that, like, I definitely think that there's some sort of higher power, whether that's God or whether that's something else. But like you said, like the church makes it difficult to follow because of it's just like you said, it's such a human organization that tries to be something more than it actually is. I guess I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I understand completely. We were talking about this the other day. If Jesus actually came back, it's highly likely that the church would just discredit him because if Jesus comes back, the church loses all their power. And so instead of believing that the Messiah has finally returned, it's a lot more easier for them to assume it's one more crazy guy pretending to be Jesus. So they would just silence him the best they could and try to go on with the world. Now, obviously, if you know the Bible, after Jesus comes, it's the end of days. But until then, the church would keep their power, presumably. I find it highly unlikely that Jesus would come and the church would recognize him as Jesus and admit it and give him power. highly unlikely.
Well, isn't the whole idea that like if it actually happened, they would know because like wasn't it like it's like Jesus was supposed to come back on like top of the Mount of Olives or whatever in near Jerusalem, and it's like that's why
Yes,
like they all
yes, but
bury
there are other
dead there
people
so that they all
throughout
get
time
resurrected first.
who have claimed to be like the Messiah coming back and had not necessarily good but reasonable reasons to say that, and whether they were crazy, really Jesus, or just people trying to troll, we'll never know. But there are people who have had good reasons before to believe that they were the Messiah and were silenced before, so there's no reason to think it would be any different. There are even people who have committed quote-unquote miracles, which I'm sure if you really found a way, you could probably explain it by science, but there are people who have committed quote-unquote miracles and still been disproven by the church to be the resurgence of the Messiah.
Church uses science, bro, to disqualify Jesus, but they object to that shit. They object to that shit when it's anything by God, bro.
Oh my
Fucking
God.
miracle. Do you remember learning about so there was like they had like you know how like the Eucharist is the body of Christ.
Yes.
There's that miracle where after they consecrated the host into the body of Christ, it like actually like transformed overnight into flesh of a 2,000-year-old man.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking nuts, and that still bothers me.
Yeah.
That one. Because
Yeah,
that's
I would
100.
love
Like
to
they
know
did,
about that.
like they did like autopsy data on it, and it was a flesh of a 2,000-year-old man. It's fucking the bread turned into flesh.
Yeah.
It's terrible. That was kind of scary. Like that shit's.
Wait, what?
There was okay.
You
So
just-
basically,
yeah, go ahead.
you know
Owen,
how like
so.
were you what like the church you went to, Jack? Did you guys like get communion and stuff? Like you
Yeah,
viewed like the bread as like kind of like receiving the body of Christ?
yeah.
So basically, there was a church I believe down in Mexico where I think it was some celebration. It was like a week-long thing where they had the host like on display in the church after they consecrated it for like a week, and they would just keep it in the tabernacle or whatever. And basically, after the first mass, I guess of the week, after the priest had consecrated it and turned it into the body, the quote unquote body of Christ, they put it into the tabernacle, and then the next day when they opened the tabernacle, there was flesh in there where the bread was, and then they did like testing and stuff on it, and it turned out like I think carbon dating or something, and it turned out that it was 2,000 years old, or exactly how old like Jesus was when he died on the cross or whatever, and it was fucking like, and it's like a confirmed like miracle. It's written down in the Vatican as like documents on it, and it's like recorded and stuff, and it's fucking crazy.
Or
Holy shit! I did not know about
some
this.
slimy motherfucker broke in that bitch, stole the bread, and put it body part there.
Billy, it
Billy,
was
we're
proven.
getting 2,000
Did you
year old.
miss the second part of it? It was proven to be 2,000-year-old flesh. You can't.
Hey man,
fake
if that's possible, the guy might as well just had some 2,000-year-old flesh, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, what if you fucking dug up some fucking?
Flesh can't last
It was
that long.
fresh
really.
though. It was like bloody. It was fresh and bloody.
You would have to do some serious preservation. And
What? Wait,
nobody
how could you be
2,000
fresh and
years
bloody
ago-
and be 2,000?
Exactly.
Because I
Exactly,
I
John.
think it's all
Exactly.
cap. I think it's all cap. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
no,
fine. No,
that
exactly.
sounds
I
real-
would think
real
that,
science, like-
Jack. I would think that
Like
too.
they didn't have like a Catholic doctor do it. They had like
They brought it to a lab
secular
and did,
people. Yeah.
And
I think the whole carbon dating thing is cap.
I don't think it was
actually-
carbon dating. I don't think that's
I
how
was
you
just-
date flesh. But
well, that, I mean, no, if any
No,
living thing has
That would
carbon,
be, but there's no. I don't know. That's just fucking. I don't know.
it's absurd.
wait, okay, now I gotta look it up.
I mean, like the whole thing about religion is it's like centered around faith, and faith is like a really powerful and like it's something
Like
that
somebody's capping.
it's like a
almost like a
power of good in
fanatic.
someone's life. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
Okay, it was called the
just-
Miracle of
this is weird.
Lanciano. Oh wait, never mind. This might be the wrong one.
What's this? Oh, I had a fucking family, or like, so my grandma had a sister when she was younger who ended up dying when she was like 16 or maybe 18, but she had some sort of heart condition and stuff, and it was before they could really treat it and things like that. And so my grandma always tells me stories about her and stuff. Her name was Valerie, and she became super religious towards the end of her life and stuff. And so she would claim that like she would be like, I'm sorry, like I have to
Oh.
talk to like Saint Anne or something, and they would like go into her room alone and like apparently have a conversation with this saint like in her room. And like she ended up predicting her own death. She said that she was going to be in heaven for Christmas. She died like I think like uh maybe like a week before Christmas had happened. She planned out her whole funeral. She like predicted like things like things were gonna happen like on that Christmas. Like it was gonna snow at a certain time on Christmas, like 4 o'clock on Christmas. It was gonna start snowing over the church where she was where her body, or the morgue where her body was gonna be held, and all this stuff. And it all came to fruition. And it's fucking, and the church was like considering or making her a saint and stuff, but they didn't, because they didn't have proof of a second miracle, because it was just the predicting of stuff they looked at as one miracle. But that shit fucking bothers me too, bro, because I know my grandma could just be kind of just, I don't know, like older and stuff, but my grandma's not that old though. She's like, I think like, but she was telling these stories. She was in her 60s, and like and all of my family members who I talked to about it say like she's been consistent with these stories and stuff since she was younger. So then again, it could just be cap and all that, but it just, I don't know, like with the people
I think that's
trust.
just, no offense, someone, but that kind of
Of
just
course,
sounds
no.
like a lucky, not, yeah, like a lucky coincidence. That's why the church does the 2 miracle thing, so that you can't
No, yeah,
even rule
for
out
sure,
coincidences.
for sure, yeah.
To get back to this fucking thing, apparently, now I'm completely doubting the whole thing, because it happened in the 8th century and was, quote, investigated and confirmed by the church, though no documents from this investigation are extant. And then wait, no, it gets a little better though. In 1574, some like non-church oh wait, no, sorry, take it back. An archbishop divided the blood into 5 unequal parts, but they weighed all the like each unequal part weighed the same as all of the blood put back together. So, and apparently a 21st century historian calls this the miracle of the weights. And then in 1971, the specimens were analyzed by I don't know how to say his name, but he's a professor in anatomy and pathological histology, as well as chemistry and clinical microscopy. Microscopy.
Yeah.
Jesus, how would you say that? And a former head of laboratory of pathological anatomy at the hospital of Arezzo. So this sounds like maybe, I mean, it could have been a Christian or a Catholic, but this sounds like a somewhat reputable person. And he started in 71, and in 81 he the analysis. Yeah, he confirmed the analysis of the archbishop, it looks like. And he also found out that the human cardiac tissue was type AB. He found proteins in the blood that are like proper proportions for normal blood, and he found no trace of preservatives. So even centuries later, he found like basically like good blood in it, with no trace of preservatives.
I'm sorry, I kind of misconstrued.
No, I mean that's still definitely is something
still
odd. The fact that there's blood that's like should be in a person that lasted centuries and everything, and assuming this weight thing from the archbishop is true, but I don't know. So there's still something weird, but I never realized it was from the 7th century. We always heard that story like it was like something that happened in the last 100 or so years.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
weird shit, man.
Well, gentlemen, very interesting tonight.
That was a fucking interesting podcast. We went
all over.
From trannies to Twitter killers to religion.
And sports. We had sports in there too.
Sports.
What a night.
I'm ready to go to bed, bro.
Yeah, I gotta wake up.
Okay.
Actually, I have to wake up at 9:30. Actually, it's not as bad.
Say your. Oh wait, shit.
Thank God.
Chuck, do a 30-second anchor. I'll tell you when you're done.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Fucking.
It better be a good one too. You're really.
Someone else, please. Someone else do it.
No.
Someone else can do it better than me.
It's not happening. To it. You gotta learn to get better. Go.
Okay, go to anchor.fm. They have really good. Oh fuck.
That's like 3 seconds.
We got our podcast on a bunch of different platforms like
okay,
Spotify.
All right, that's good enough. Everybody say goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Oh,
Good
wait,
night,
we
Craig.
didn't do any fuck, marry, kills. Does anyone want to throw one in?
I don't have anything prepared. Actually, I can prepare. Hang on, give me 20 seconds. To think of
Jesus, Muhammad, or Buddha? Go.
All right, I'm fucking Buddha. I'm marrying Jesus, and I'm killing Muhammad for obvious reasons.
I'm with Owen.
Let me see. I'm
Buddha's
marrying
got nice
McLovin.
tits.
I'm marrying McLovin.
Who's McLeod?
Fucking Muhammad, and I'm killing Buddha, bro.
Oh, I would say Buddha.
Are you saying Jesus is McLovin?
Dude, that Muhammad, bro.
I'm gonna marry Muhammad. I'm gonna fuck Buddha and kill Jesus.
Jack's going against the man. All right. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you
Yes.
got to bang your girlfriend or boyfriend.
You nasty horn dogs.